If you think that you need to work out more throughout the week to see better results, I'm going to change that in this video. I'm Alan Jaramillo. I own an online fitness coaching business, and we help people not only drop body fat, but we help them keep it off long term. Okay. Now, part of this process and what we do involves basically changing the way that you approach fitness, because if everyone were to approach fitness exactly how they did it when they were 20 or 30 something, then more people would be in shape. But the harsh reality is that most people can lose 20 pounds, but they don't know how to keep it off, or they're following the wrong strategy. And I believe a big cause of that is going to be believing that they need to work out ridiculous amounts throughout the week, or it isn't worth it. Okay. And this type of behavior is known as an all or nothing mindset. And this is basically saying where you hold yourself to such a high standard that you have to work out 6 days a week. And if you miss one day a week, or maybe 2 days a week, the week's basically a wash. And this ideation of like creating this perfect routine is very overwhelming and causes a lot of people to quit. So one of the things that we do is try and dispel this myth, because we have people in our program working out 4 days a week, even 3 days a week, that are seeing tremendous results from a fat loss perspective and keeping it off long term. One specific example is one of our clients, Brian, recently graduated from our program. He was with us for more than a year and a half, working as a very busy nurse. And he had 3 to 4 shifts per week that he would already show up to. He couldn't go to the gym 6 days a week, okay? So 3 to 4 kind of became our sweet spot. And we were able to lose more than 70 pounds with him and keep the weight off, which is incredible. Another example is that we have other clients that are lawyers and doctors and people who work in healthcare that are only going to the gym 4 days a week because that's what works best for them. So I'm sharing this with you because if this myth were true, people like myself wouldn't get results. Okay, I go to the gym 4 to 5 times per week. So if I needed to work out every day to see results, then I guess I would not have any results right now. And you and I probably both know people who don't work out every single day, but they look incredible, okay? And that's because it's a myth, all right? So instead of thinking that this is true, a way to kind of change the way that you approach fitness is to approach it not necessarily in moderation, but you want to pick a routine that genuinely like flows well with your schedule and something that you can keep up if everything in your world came crashing down. Okay, that's how I explain it to every new client coming into our program. And sometimes this is a very hard pill to swallow. But the reason why it's so important is because if you say to yourself, I'm going to go to the gym 6 days a week because that's what I believe I need to do, and we look at that over the course of the month. Week 1, you show up those 6 times, you feel great. Week 2, you're like, 4 days is what I can do this week because I'm just drained from work. I'm drained from life. I'm drained from the 6 days a week that I had last week in the gym. And then week 3 comes around and now you're down to 3 days a week in the gym. And then the 4th week comes and you're like, I'm failing this routine, okay? The routine's really failing you, but you think that you're failing, okay? As opposed to us just settling on 4 for the first week, for the second week, for the third week, for the fourth week, we'd end up at 24, or we'd end up at 16 total gym sessions, excuse me. And that would mean way more confidence on your end because you would actually be feeling really good about the progress that you're making, and you would be able to accomplish more gym sessions, okay? So you don't need to go to the gym, 6 days a week to see results, or even 5. You can go as low as 3 to 4, and as long as you're following the correct routine for you, it will give you more bang for your buck. Now, where I see some people go wrong is they're not necessarily sure how to create a scientifically optimized training routine that is, designed to get you results. They just go into the gym, they kind of meander around for 3 days a week, and they're like, okay, I'm not going to the gym enough. The problem there lies more in what it is that you're doing with those 3 days in the gym per week. Are you kind of meandering around following saved Instagram videos? Like, that's not really a structured plan, nor is that proven to work. All of the routines that we create are based off of the newest literature that we have on volume and being able to build muscle. And then we establish a calorie deficit with our clients, as well as help them with nutrition to make it stick so that they can drop body fat if that's their goal. So again, you don't have to work out every single day. However, it is very helpful to know exactly what to do in the gym if you have limited time and you're only going to the gym 3 days a week. So that way you can make the most out of those 3 days instead of spending the next 2, 3, 4, 5 years going to the gym, putting in all this effort, putting in all this work, and not seeing benefit. So if you found this helpful, you're going to love our future videos. There's going to be one on the screen right now that talks about a client case study. I think that you should definitely listen to just so you can get a better idea as to what to expect. And if you want to see more videos from us, just make sure to subscribe for more trainings. I'm going to be creating more and more trainings dropping throughout the week. Just make sure that you're educated on how everything works with fitness. And if you have any questions, feel free to drop them down below. Bye.